Good evening and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. Actually, two model kits. We're going to finish up one kit and then we're going to start another one. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote in chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can apply those emotes. You can use other people's emotes, or you can just say hi, or you can remain silent. Harold is here. What's up, Harold? So yeah, if you're a subscriber, you can say hello. We are currently at 44 out of 45. Subscribers. We're always trying to get to 50, but the next goal is back to 45. You may, oh, Lashbrook is here. What's up, Lashbrook? Hello. You may have been watching before we officially kicked off in the pre-show. I had, it was 45 out of 50, and then a subscription expired. So, maybe that'll get renewed. Who knows? Ghost Valve's here. What's up, Ghost Valve? Welcome. Hi everybody. So the Gundam GP01 is right here, and we're body complete with this, but we're not done with it. No. Dirty wants me to hit some ska. Also, hi Dirty, welcome. And of course I'll hit the ska button right now. We'll start things off with some ska. And then Harold wants me to ring the bell, and I will. Rang that bell for you. So we're currently at 44 out of 45 subscribers. We'd like to get to that. That would be nice. You can gift a sub to some of the community. If you're not a subscriber already, you could join in the party. Get some cool emotes, not see ads during the stream. You know. My apologies if you ever see an ad during the stream. I don't want that to happen, that you just end up seeing an ad. But I can't really do much about that. One way to avoid it is to be a subscriber. That way you don't see them. So we got the GP01 right here, the Gundam GP01. We do need to, if we're doing the ska, bell, and hydrate together, will they all be performed at the same time? No, Dirty, I don't do overlapping. As you saw there, I waited for, they will be in sequence. As you saw there, I did wait until the ska had faded out, and then I rang the bell. And then I will drink some water on my own. But I won't do all of them at the same time, because you deserve to have them be their own thing, because it's channel points. But yeah, so GP01, we gotta finish the shield, and then we gotta build the flyer, the capsule, basically. The exact word I want to say is in my brain right now. The core unit. We got to build a core fighter. The little plane. We got to build that. And then we're done with GP01. And then we can get into working on and let me see my pronunciation guide. I wrote this down. The Weiss Barzam. I believe that when I was talking about this kit before, I was saying Weiss, but it's Weiss. I could be wrong. I believe the Weiss Barzam from Gundam Build Fighters, and also technically Gundam Breaker Battlelog. This colorway is the Gundam Breaker Battlelog version. Is the Weiss Barzam. So that's what we're going to be calling it. And I wrote a pronunciation guide to make my life better. Anyway, we're going to be finishing off one kit, starting a new kit. I've been wanting to do this kit for a while. The Weiss Barzam was released in 2017. This is a re-release of that from 2021 with a different colorway to make it fit in with the Breaker Battlelog universe, because it appears in there in a different color. But you can see in this photo, you can see the original in the corner there, and then what this thing actually looks like. And I love this thing because it is a short king. We got ourselves a short squat friend with a shield weapon, and I'm a big fan of that. So this kit is neat looking. And I believe that this was a Gundam base, only kit for a time, but I got it from the premium Bandai because it looks weird in a way that I enjoy, and I like the colors of it. And it unfortunately, because it is a redesign, it does have lots of color correcting stickers. Like all the red that you see on this kit, if you look at all the red here, none of that red is actually plastic. All of that is, I believe, double check, yeah. All of that is color correcting stickers. So that sucks. But, you know, we'll make it work. We'll do the best we can with it, and it'll look just fine. So that's the next thing we'll be building, but we got to build this one first. We got to actually get started building, though. So I'm going to reply to my tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us. One thing, speaking about my tweets, I'm starting to do now is I'm trying to get better at this. I don't know if I'm being successful at it, but I'm trying to get better at including alt descriptions of the photos in my tweets, because I don't usually do that. I don't write the alt text for people, and that would be beneficial. So I'm going to start trying to do that way more. I didn't know if you could do that we'll go to the overhead here so you can see what we're working on there as we finish this kit up. I didn't know that you could do that with time tweets, because I do I schedule my tweets for promotional tweets. And I didn't know if alt text would be saved in that, and they are, so that's nice. Hi everybody. I don't know. I think I said hello, but in case I fucked up and I didn't say hello, welcome. Happy to have you here. Excited for this evening, a Saturday evening, the night before Easter. This house is 1/3 religious, 1/3 practicing, 2/3 spiritual, is what I will say about this particular household. In that I do not go to mass. I am not a practicing Catholic, but I am a spiritual individual. Is what I generally say when pressed on it. But it is an excuse to eat really good foods that I grew up eating, and to eat chocolate and perhaps jelly beans, more likely on Monday, while my dad and I go out to bring recycling and lawn clippings and branches and such to the dump. We will also probably stop somewhere and get discount candy, and I am excited about discount candy. That is the thing I'm probably most excited about with this holiday. But, you know, good foods. Gonna have a big ham. Gonna have big ham coming our way. Probably au gratin potatoes and green bean casserole. So, you know, good stuff. The good stuff. If you know, obviously, feel free to refrain from sharing if you are not inclined. But if anyone is doing any holiday things that they want to chat about, feel free to mention, because I do like to hear what y'all are up to or into. So if you're doing a Easter, you know, dinner or like supper, you know, or if you're gonna have people visiting you or whatever, you know, feel free to let me know. As I said, you're under no obligation to share those things. Or if it's just a Sunday, let me know. Hey, you could also tell me what you're doing on a Sunday. What's got your attention for tomorrow? You gonna catch up on some video games? Are you working? Are you just hanging out? Did you not know that tomorrow was Easter? So it's just like, what? Oh, okay. Let me know in the chat. We don't got a lot of you tonight, but I do want to hear from you, because it is nice when I get to hear from y'all. I'm just going to panel on the inside of this very lightly. I'm not going heavy with this because it is the inside of this shield, so I'm not too worried about this. I'm not going heavy on it, but I'll hit it with a little ink, clean it up a little bit. Yeah, as I said, we're not having anybody over. We thought we might have a guest, but we're not going to have any guests, which is fine. I am more than happy to have it just be my folks and I. Try to keep the guests to a minimum, on my opinion, but you know, so that'll be nice. Just gonna hang out, eat some good food. I think my dad's making waffles tomorrow, so that's fun. I won't say no to waffles made by my father. That'll be nice. And yeah, and then for me anyway, my Sunday is gonna be pretty fucking chill. I'm going to hang out. I am going to watch some anime. That'll be nice. I am going to play some Hearthstone because I'm experimenting with some decks that I'm enjoying. So I'm trying some stuff out there. And yeah, it's mostly just kind of chill and relax Sunday. That is the general plan. Um, I had put word out at the beginning of April looking to make some appearances on some podcasts or live streams in order to promote the Plastic Model Weekender, which is happening in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from this Saturday, I won't be streaming on this channel. I will be streaming from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. over at Plamo Weekender. And I will be hosting on this one, so if you can catch in, you'll know. But taking part in that charity event, which is happening all weekend long in 2 weeks. So I was attempting to make some appearances on some podcasts in order to promote that, or live streams or whatever. And there were some maybes and there were some we'll sees, and those have all kind of come up a little dead, which is a bit frustrating. But I'm going to renew those. Like, hey, I'm going to be sending the dreaded follow up. The hey, I chatted with you on this date, and I'm just kind of like checking in again. If not, no worries. I won't say the phrase "no worries" because I have respect for myself. But I will definitely say something to the effect of just checking in again. Wanted to see if you had any room for me to hang out. And then some kind of pleasantry about how I enjoy asking, because I enjoy working with y'all, which is true. I did not reach out to people that I don't enjoy. I only reached out to people that I would be interested in doing something with. I am not wasting my own time and energy. I'm not cloud chasing. I am merely checking in with some people to see if there's anything that like we could get going. I put this on wrong. Oh no, I put this on wrong. Today was a busy day going outside, so tomorrow my grand plans are to do laundry. All right, okay, Lashbrook, that's a Sunday plan. I got you. Getting some laundry in. Sounds good. Okay, so we put this here so that we can have the shield in the hand, or we can have the shield here on the back of the arm. But we're going to put it like this because I think that looks cool. All right, so now we are officially done with all parts of this kit with the exception of the core fighter, which we're going to build now. The little plane, which in some kits would fly and dock in the back. This doesn't do that. We don't have to worry about that. It's a high grade from the year 2000. The fact that it looks as good as it does right now is remarkable. So now we'll move on to working on this. A, B, D there. Okay, so we get these parts here. That Sonic 2 is a real ridiculous movie. Nice, Lashbrook. I won't see that for quite some time because I will be waiting to watch it as a rental, a digital rental. So, I've heard good things, and I've heard a little bit of mixed things for some people, but other people really enjoying it, and I look forward to seeing it at some point. So what about me? Well, I almost got caught in the rain today. We had a lot of rain, and I wanted to go for a walk to kind of stretch my legs and take a break from riding my exercise bike. But I will say this, folks. I was out walking, and about 5 minutes into my walk, I was just looking at the clouds and how they were moving in the sky, and I was like, no, I'm not going to beat the rain. I thought I might, but I realized I'm gonna get a downpour on me if I stick this out. So I turned around, came back in, back to the garage where the bike is, and then like a couple minutes into it, I start hearing it, and it poured. It was a downpour. I would have been soaked to the bone and in a bad mood for the rest of the day. So I'm very glad that I listened to myself and believed in myself when myself was like, you know what, Pat? This is not going to work out. So I was very happy about that. But other than that, like, I didn't fucking do much at all today. I watched a lot of anime. I had a D&D session last night. Was it a gully washer? It was a downpour, dirty. It was like, yeah, it was I wouldn't call it torrential, but it was pretty significant. It was a significant downpour, is what I'll say. Yes, yesterday I had D&D sessions, 2 different D&D sessions. I played D&D twice yesterday, which was fucking fun as hell. I had a good time with that. So today, I didn't watch any anime on Friday. I will say this. I made the choice not to watch Science Fell in Love, so I tried to prove it, because I would have had 5 shows to talk about tonight, and I didn't want to watch that one. The second episode kind of left me cold, and I really liked the premise of that show, but I didn't really enjoy the first episode of second season or the second episode, so I didn't watch the third one today. I might watch it on Monday, or I might just watch it later, like at my own pace, on my own schedule. I haven't quite decided yet, but I didn't have the gumption to watch it. I didn't have the drive to watch it today. Like I said, because I'm in the terrible position of having to watch a bunch of anime. But yesterday, as I said, I did play 2 different D&D. I played with my regular group, which was very fun. We had a good time. One character almost died, not mine, but luckily no one died, which is great, because that would have been rough on the campaign's morale, because we're having a little trouble getting people together consistently. And then the other the other D&D session we had is my kind of throw together group. It's the one-shot group. There's a lot of people, and I ran that, and we did a fun session, just doing Fiasco, which is fun. It was a fun way to do that. But that one can be 5th edition or Fiasco or Lasers and Feeling. Kind of depends on who's there and who wants to do whatever. We just run it through Discord, and did it in Fiasco using Roll20, and just had a good time with everybody. It was very fun. Just kind of playing the one-offs, like guild of adventurers, who's going on this journey kind of a thing. Now that's good fun. I don't often run games. I usually am just kind of like having a good time hanging out, goofing around, but I was asked to run it, and I was happy to do it. Just kind of used some ideas, generated some ideas off of conversation, and kind of just did a little one shot based on some ideas I've had before. I had noticed. It wasn't like I showed up and they were like, Pat, run this. It was like, I knew that I was going to do it on Friday. So, because, believe me, I'm not that good. I'm not like come up with it, just spur of the moment, improvise a one-shot campaign. I'm not that good. I'm pretty okay, but I'm not that good. Because I have some GM and DM experience, but not like a lot. Okay, so this has to go in pegs. Okay, it goes like this. All right, so it goes like that. And then these pegs go into here. Sorry, I don't have a lot of experience with this particular kit or build, so trying to make sure I do this right, because it might be annoying to have to take these pieces apart. I am so worried about every piece of plastic in this kit, because it is from the year 2000, and I am just constantly worried that I'm going to like break something by putting a little too much pressure on it. And I have the liquid cement, but it's just like, I don't want to rely on liquid cement if I don't have to. I do also have a little bit of blue tack off camera, because I find that sometimes that is just better to use blue tack when trying to solve problems like this. And okay. All right, that went in. Everything went in there. Looking good. All right. Yeah. Got our little plane here. We'll have to do a little panel lining on this, try to make it look nice. And then we'll have to put some weapons to go on here. All right, what else can we talk about this evening? I got a few ideas of things we can chat about. We can talk, let's see, we talked about Easter. Okay, let's talk about this thing because I can rant a little bit because chat, you're pretty chill tonight, which is okay. It's always cool to be chill. If you don't feel like being rowdy, you don't have to be rowdy. But I have something that I can talk to you about, which is if you were on the Twitter machine today, you might have seen that there was this viral video of some guy with a guitar. Somebody with a guitar on a plane got out of his seat with his guitar, and there was some sort of sing-along, and it was of a religious nature, most likely because, leading up to a holiday. Now, here's the thing. I don't know what was sung. I don't know if the person was good at singing or not. I don't have any more information about that because I didn't watch the video. It got retweeted into my timeline a lot, but I didn't watch it because I didn't have to. And if you haven't watched it, cool. If you have watched it, that's fine too. But you don't have to. You don't have to watch it. If it's like embarrassing or if it's weird or if it's beautiful, you don't even have to watch things that are beautiful or quote unquote important. You don't have to. And that's my big takeaway is that you just don't. You may remember that there was a viral video going around of some woman who got up and was like shooting her shot by telling stand up at like a movie theater. I don't know if she was good or not. I mean, I assume she wasn't, but I'll never know if she was good or not because I didn't watch it. Because I didn't have to. I was just like, oh, that sounds awful and awkward. So I'm going to not do that. And you just don't have to. Like just about every, look at this dumbass. Like if the like comment on the link to the video or like the tweet, like body text of it is just like, look at this asshole. It'd be like, I don't have to. What if I didn't look at that asshole? That also can just go about their day, live their lives, and I don't have to know anything about them. Like, can you believe what this dumbass said? Like, I don't care. Why would I care about that? It's some dumbass. Are they talking about someone I know personally? No? Okay. Well, I'm good then. You're like, you won't believe Tucker Carlson. Like, I will believe it. I will believe what you don't have. I don't need to know. I'm sure it's awful. I'll take your word for it. I don't have to watch the awful things that Tucker Carlson says because he's some just dumbass. Like, I don't have to worry about that shit. He could just say his dumbass shit. Like, okay. Oh, no, but you won't believe. It's like, I can. I have a very good imagination and a very low opinion on dumbasses. So, like, I'm pretty good with it. I don't need to see this stuff. I just don't. It's like, and will I make exceptions, like my own exceptions on things? And like, are there things that I've watched that I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, I wish I hadn't watched that. Yeah. It could be worse. It could be, look at this asshole followed by colonoscopy pics. Harold, you're right. That would be worse. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't need to know what that is. And I'll never know what song that guy sang. Like, I just won't. And it's so awesome that I won't know it. Like, I'll just never know, and I'll just go about my life as if, and just do my thing. And maybe tomorrow someone's also going to retweet that thing, or there'll be a follow-up, or like, there'll be like a meme about like a pawn, someone will make a reference to it. But it's fine. With the world at our fingertips, we have the luxury to remove whatever we need to keep ourselves sane. Yeah, totally. Like, and again, this isn't escapism, right? I talk about entertainment that's not escapism, right? That we can talk about things here and all that. But this is just like, that's just like a guy pulled out his guitar on a plane and sang a song. And either you think that's great or you think that sucks. But it doesn't matter or mean anything. So I don't need to watch it. It's not like I'm turning my eyes away from the horrors of the world. And I'm not saying that people who want to talk about innate bullshit are wrong and should be focusing on. I'm not doing that like, oh, you think this is bad? Well, did you know this is happening in the world? You don't talk about that. Like, no, 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 no. Don't worry about that shit. Don't worry about that. That's fine. Like, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I just don't worry about the things that like don't matter at all to me. I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'm really okay. It's like, fuck. It's like, you have to watch this brave thing. And it's like, okay, I probably will. You need to see these terrible people. And she's like, maybe I don't. Do I know them? No? Okay, then I'm probably all right. Like, if it's people I know, maybe I do need to know what's going on with the people I know if they're doing some dumbass shit. But other than that, I think I'm okay. All right, cleaning this up here. All right, so I'm going to panel line this a little bit more, and then we'll be done with it. Just getting a little bit of gray on here, and then we're going to put a little black on the blue and the gray. And then I'll clean it up with an eraser, and we'll be done with the GP01, which would be great. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that was the big thing I wanted to say about that. I don't know. I guess I didn't have a big rant in me. I had a mini rant in me, which is fine. It's okay to not have a big rant now and again. Sometimes you just all you got in me is a small rant. Because also, I want to make this promise to you, and I think folks that have watched these streams for a while know this about me, that you are seeing an exaggeration of me. I am playing up myself for the streams, for conversation, for good times, for good vibes. I'm playing up a little bit about who I am and what I'm about, but I'm not playing it up that much. I'm not going like I'm not at a 15, right? I'm at like an 11. I turn it up to 11. I don't turn it up higher than that. I'm not like occasionally fake energy instead of real energy, but the baseline for me isn't like so much fake energy, like unbelievable ridiculousness. Like, I try to be, whatever. I know it's a performance and all that, but like, I just don't have it in me. Like, I just don't have it in me to, be like overreaction nonsense, whatever. Like, no, I don't have that. Occasionally I'll play it up a little bit. If there's like a weird thing that happens, I'll be like, oh, like I'll go overboard, but not really. Pat X 1.1. Yeah. It's just like a little bit more, right? Just like a little bit more, for entertainment's sake, for whatever, for not wasting your time, for having some energy and kind of keeping things lively and fun. Like, yeah, I'll throw in a little bit of pizzazz here and there, but for the most part, I'm just trying to be me. Talk about kits, talk about stuff I'm excited about, talk about stuff you're excited about. One thing I'm not excited about is there was a couple announcements that Crunchyroll made today. One thing that's very funny is Crunchyroll was like, "Here's 3 shows that we are coming in the summer season," and they're like, "We have 2 trailers." It's like, well, you just announced 3 shows. How come you don't have 3 trailers? Oh, because Classroom of the Elite 2. Not interested in that because I don't like that kind of series, but whatever. I know people really enjoy it. I'm like, oh yeah. This weird anime called Yurei Deco, which is for somehow, I don't understand how exactly, but it's a story. It's an original story, like inspired by the adventures of Huckleberry Finn, but it's by Science Saru, which is a studio that I really like. They did Isaacin. They're great. So I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on here, and why this is like somehow related to the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. But sure, there's something up a trailer for that, and it's like, okay, cool, that makes sense. There's also a trailer for an isekai called Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World, and that's where I tweeted about this because I was like, one, I'm so surprised. I'm legitimately surprised that there's an anime adaptation of this. And 2, that Crunchyroll is picking it up and announcing it. That it's not even just like a stealth release. This feels like the show that High Dive would pick up because it's so goddamn horny. Now, Crunchyroll has picked up horny shows before. But when I say horny, I don't mean like My Dress Up Darling, where you're like, oh, these are high school kids and they're so horny for each other and I feel weird about watching this. No, this is basically a porn. This is a suggestive like is doing a lot of legwork, like porn comic. Now, is it about a main character who gets isekai and then uses his abilities and knowledge of games and stuff to increase his abilities and make money in the labyrinth and all that? Yes. Does he also accomplish that by purchasing people as slaves to work for him? Yes. Does he also have sex with those slaves? Yes. The last part there should be the part where they go, you know what? Why would we do this? Why would we release... Like, obviously, it won't be graphic, and specifically the streaming version won't be graphic, but then why make it? If it's not, like, why? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, why bother? Like, there's so many isekai. There are so many shows like that aren't horny like this. Sexually suggestive or sexual. Like, why? I read to the point where I was like, oh, this one's porn. I read some of it because I read lots of isekai manga. I read a lot of goddamn isekai manga. And I was like, oh, no. This is worthless. This is garbage. But why is Crunchyroll gonna put that out? Like, come on. Because High Dive could do like the home release where there'd be like the streaming version, and then like, well, you got to buy the Blu-ray and get the whole thing, and it's like part of their business model, and so I would like understand it. They did redo the Healer, which is trash, but this one I'm just like, yeah, no. So anyway, I was just like very surprised that it's getting adaptation, and that Crunchyroll is like, yes, this is the thing that we're gonna get behind. Very weird. Very strange. Anyway, I'm going to take a photo of this. But yeah, very surprising. I'm sure it's going to be somebody's favorite show of the season. Because every time I'm like, I can't believe they're making this, there's somebody, like no one replied to me about it, because I did retweet Crunchyroll when I said that, so I did expect somebody to be like that. But nobody so far has been like, no, it's really good. Because you got to be careful of those folks. Anyway, we did the core fighter, we did the kit, we built the shield. We're going to take a photo of this, and then we're going to call this quits and move on to our next kit. That's right. I'm going to take a photo there. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this on there because that can be... some people don't like that. So I'm just going to do it on the surface here. We'll just get a photo there. Cool. All right, we're going to put this aside. This was a kit from the year 2000, and it turned out pretty great. The stickers didn't really hold up under much scrutiny. The core fighter is nice. I think that's a fun addition. Overall, I like the look of this kit, and I'm happy that I worked on it because I never worked on it previously. And now we're going to work on another model kit. We got to get this ready to go. We'll put that... Delete that. There we go. The Weiss Barzam. We're working on the Weiss Barzam, which is G-Quest mobile suit from Gundam Build Fighters. And I said, again, this color scheme is from Gundam Breaker Battle Log. So technically, now I can say, once I'm done with this, I have built every kit from Gundam Breaker Battle Log. Because technically this is one, even though it was a premium kit and not part of the release that you could get at Target and all that. Just going to break this down, make my life easier. As I said, lots of color correcting stickers. We are starting with the chest, which is great because this is a kit from modern times. As I said, 2017, lots of stickers. So we'll have to put those on the face here. Doesn't look like there's eye stickers, which is nice. This thing has a weird head that like goes over its face. It's got like a forehead cone sticking out, which I like. This is an odd looking kit because it's like squat. It's like, I don't know. It's fun. I'm gonna enjoy it, I think. Oh yeah, you know what I should do is reply to my tweet because saying starting pull out my cool not so great new keyboard that luckily I don't see nonsense lights on. Starting the Weiss Barzam. Cool. Put that over there. I'm so grateful that I was able to figure out how to turn the LED lights off on that thing, and now it's just a keyboard that makes some clacking noise. It does actually feel pretty good. I had to put tape on the bottom because the black rubber on the bottom of it was rubbing against the desk if I slid it and leaving marks, and that's not great. So had to alter that, but otherwise pretty good. All right, so we'll get E over here. Here's E. Some E going. We're going to need E25 and E24 and E19 as we start putting this together. This should be a fairly quick build. I mean, I won't be done today or anything, but I'll probably finish this kit. My guess is I'll finish this kit up at the end of Monday's stream. That's my guess. A bit of housekeeping for y'all. Wednesday's stream is going to be a wrestling themed stream. I have done this one time before. I showed some of my favorite comedic wrestling and kind of talked over it and kind of did like information about the performers and kind of like letting you know what was going on with the background and kind of pointing out the little comedy moments I really liked. This will be slightly different than that. As I said, the first one was the comedic side of wrestling. This is going to be more of the hard-hitting side of wrestling. We're just going to look at some fucking old-ass Japanese wrestling matches that I think kick serious ass. A lot of them are going to be from All Japan Pro Wrestling. Hey, Bobby, it's been a little while. I'm doing good. Things are going well. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. I'm talking about my Wednesday stream that's coming up, where I will be watching some old wrestling with all of y'all and talking about the wrestling matches. A lot of it is going to be All Japan Pro Wrestling, AJWP, and I think a little sprinkling of some Noah in there, Pro Wrestling Noah. There will be obviously mostly Japanese wrestlers, but there will be some folks who were, American or Canadian that were traveling to wrestle there. Right now, I have 5 matches set aside, and I plan, which will probably be about an hour and a half, but I plan on picking up at least one more because I only have one match right now of the 5 right now is features women. So I would like to have more representation of the Joshi crews out there because they worked very hard in the 90s. Let's see. One match is from 1990. One is from 82. One is from 86. One is from 2005, which is the newest match. And one is from 1989. But, oh boy, that 2005 is a good one. And one thing that's like impossible to even think about is how one of those matches is in front of over 16,000 people. That's just like, holy shit. So yeah, that's going to be Wednesday. I'm going to be showing some wrestling and talking kind of over it and giving my reaction. I'll give some background on the wrestlers. I can't really do too much on like what the build to these matches were. Some of them don't have them. Some are just exhibitions. Some had longer builds. And they're all 4x3, and some of them are incredibly great quality, and others are not as great quality because, old wrestling is the best wrestling. In some ways it really is. Obviously, the camera, the footage isn't, always picture perfect. We don't have HD, 16:9 HD, but it still look good. I just want to do this for a while. I want to do this kind of a stream for quite some time. So I'm making it happen. Going to make the thing I want to do into reality. So that'll be on Wednesday. I'll be doing that. And then, as usual, Monday, model kit building and hanging out. Of course, Monday will be Manga Monday. I'll be talking about 2 anime shows that I'm watching, but I'll also be talking about quite a few at least 2 manga that I've been reading, if not more. I've got a few. I need to decide what manga I will be talking about. because I don't know yet on Manga Monday. I've got a few that I could talk about. I might talk, but that one I want to wait on. Dad is a Hero is an interesting one. Headhunted to Another World. Maybe I'll talk about that. I'm waiting for more on Villager A wants to save the villainous no matter what, because we haven't met the villainous yet. I mean, it's your simple dude. It's another one of those like, dude realizes that he has been reincarnated into a world based on a dating sim that he played, but he realizes, oh, I'm just a random character. I'm just a villager. But then he's like, oh wait, this village gets destroyed, and a lot of people get destroyed if the person who is considered the villain gets like betrayed, and then he's like, I know the events of this story, and I know things go wrong. All right, my goal is I'm gonna get strong enough to protect people, and also she's my favorite character from the game, and I always thought she got a raw deal. A lot of this happens because she didn't have anyone in her corner to be her knight in this battle that she lost, and it's like, so I'm gonna be her knight in this. Then when this battle comes, because if I can't prevent the battle from happening, this duel, then I'll be her champion. I will at least do that. And so that's interesting. Also, like I said, we haven't met the villainous yet in the story because it's been focusing on ways he's getting stronger with his knowledge of the game. He's basically like finding abilities and power-ups that the main character or her associates would find in the game. And he's trying to get those things before anyone else can. Blessings and secret items and all that stuff. And it's a pretty fun premise. So maybe I'll talk more about that. But I think I want to wait a little bit for more of it. Because like I said, he hasn't gotten to school yet. He's still in the scoping stuff out, trying to make things happen. I should have... Okay. Oh, these slide a little bit. All right. I should have panel lined this piece before I put it on, and I didn't. And I am slightly regretting that. So I'm going to do a little bit of paneling. Oh, I forgot. One, you can see my mouse there, which I don't like. Two, I can put up the marker thing. Oops. There it is. Yes, we're using black for gold, and white we're using the gray marker. That is our markers of choice. That's it. Let's see, what else is coming up? I think that's it. I'm glad this finally got picked by my $10 patrons as something for me to build, because I've wanted to build this for a while. This is a kit that I got. It's a premium kit that I picked up last year because it was really reasonably priced and I thought looked interesting. I really like the color. I like how bulky it is. And I wanted to build all the Gundam Breaker Battle Log kits, which this one technically is because of the repaint, the redeco. So yeah, I'm happy that I'm going to be able to work on it here on stream. I will say, I don't feel like I have like a very big backlog right now. I have like a few things, and I like know what I'm getting next, like what I will be picking up. I have a lot of pre-orders, like, stuff that I paid for. I'm just waiting on. Like May, I'm going to get, right now it looks like, I'm getting 3 model kits in May that I bought in April. They won't get them until May. They're supposed to be out. And then June I'll have 3, and then July, so it's basically like you assume they'll be shipped out by the end of the month, whatever month they say they'll be shipped, and you'll get it the next month. So I kind of add months to it, but it looks like in the summer or whatever I will be replenishing a bit with pre-orders, but for the most part I don't have like a lot. Like, I don't know, my backlog at the very moment isn't like super impressive. It's got some stuff to it, but it's not like nonsense. From Bobby's comment, I missed some wrestle talk. Did we talk about your new favorite wrestler, Katana Chance? Yes, last week I'll get back to that. John says, did you end up buying Mercurius and Vayet models? Yes, I did get that. Those are coming. They'll be shipped from Premium Bandai in August, so I'll get those in September is my guess. Because usually they ship towards the end, and Premium Bandai is coming from California. But I did get that bundle. I got that when I got that, and I got the Heavy Arms, either the Heavy Arms Custom or the Heavy Arms Endless Waltz Master Grade. I got both. I have both of those coming from Premium Bandai. I can't remember when I got them together, but yeah, I did get that. That was like a lot of money spent on model kits, but I'm excited to build them, so I wasn't gonna say no to that. Going back to last week, I was promoting Wednesday. I'm gonna be watching some old wrestling mostly stuff from All Japan Pro Wrestling. On Wednesday. That's Wednesday's bonus stream is Wrestle Night because I have an interest in doing that. So I will be doing that. I'll be talking over some hard-hitting wrestling, some of which I've watched a long time ago. There's one match I just haven't seen yet, but it's by incredible people, so I'm excited about that. I got my Scrupulius in today, and a surprise is full color box and manual. Ooh, nice! It's always nice when they're full color box and full color manual. I pre-ordered mine after you did. You got yours in one round, and I got mine later. So mine doesn't come till June. Yeah. So mine's just shipping in June, and so I'll probably get it in July. God, I hope they don't push back the Gundam real grade in any more than August. I didn't buy anything from Premium Bandai in the most recent ones that went up. Nothing there. The things that piqued my interest, I think, were just outside what I was comfortable spending for anything. And then the other stuff didn't really do it for me. I do like... Here's the thing. I like RE100s. I think RE100 is like an interesting line where it's like not really a master grade, but definitely like more than your regular high grade, and it's in that scale, and I think that's cool, but like not for the price they were asking me to pay for a real grade. If it was a kit that I have like a lot of memories about, then maybe, but I don't have any fond memories about anything that they were putting up there, so I was just like, nope, I'm good. But I'm glad you got your kit in the mail. That's good. As of right now, the White Rider and Black Rider are preparing to ship, so those will be shipped out sometime soon. This month, and then the Exia Repair 2 real grade. I don't know when that ships. The price was really good on that real grade, so I got it. I don't have any necessarily love for the Exia. I think the Repair 2 is like a pretty good looking kit, but I didn't necessarily. I wasn't like, oh, I gotta get this. I was mostly like, oh, this is a decent enough price. I'll pick it up. I think I had like decent enough funds at that time. But I do want to have stuff in my backlog to build. There's one kit I stopped putting up for my $10 patrons to vote on because it never got voted for. I do want to build the AUG from La Game. I don't think that's how you say the name. I have to look it up. But it's this gold model kit, high grade, and it's like a re-release of a very old kit. And I'm like curious about it. I don't know. I picked it up and I'm like, I should fucking build this thing. So I'll probably put it back into rotation of things my $10 patrons can vote on. We'll see. Because I would like to build it. There's a few things. I have a few kits from 2000. That were purchased. I purchased in 2021 that like have been waiting in the wings, and I feel like as I start getting in kits, like some Premium Bandai kits or some stuff that I pre-ordered from other places like USA Gundam Store and Gundam Planet, and that the new hotness is going to beat out the old weird kits. I think I have a Strike Gundam still waiting for me to build it. I have a Barbatorus 6th form, which is not by far, is probably my least favorite. Not Barbatorus, Barbatos. The Barbatos. It's probably my least favorite Barbatos, the 6th form. but it's a high grade. I don't think I've ever built from that series, so I would like to put that together. I got a transforming mech, the Delta. I can't remember more about the name of that. It's Delta something or other. I got that, and I'm like, oh, I should build that thing. I only have one Lego set in my backlog right now. The Barbatos is just fun-looking Gundam. It is, John. That is a fun-looking Gundam, and the sixth form, like I said, it's probably my least favorite weapon of any of them, but like it's still a good kit. And it'll be a pretty fast build. Those can be pretty fast. Once you remember that you're building a thing that's hunched over, because they like have this it's like because it's more like a devil than a man. Once you remember that, those kits are fun to build. But it's always if I haven't done one of them in a while, the chest always just feels weird. I'm like, this doesn't look right. I do have a pre-order from USA Gundam Store for another one of the mobile suits that's not a Gundam from Iron Blooded Orphans, the Asmodee or Asmodee. I don't remember how to pronounce it, but I have that coming in a pre-order, and that's got some pink to it. That looked like a cool kit, so I got that coming. I mean, hopefully that'll release on time. They have the Barbatos in Gundam Evolution. In true to form, I learned the hard way, he has no gun. Yes, John, that is the melee character in it, which gives me hope because they built all the mechanics for a melee character. Couldn't you imagine that they could put a Death Scythe in there, right? Like at some point, right? I mean, Death Scythe had the Vulcans, but it was all about slashing, getting in close. Maybe they'll put a Death Scythe in there. I mean, there's no wing representation at all. So, what if they did that? Give you a Death Scythe, right? I mean, that's, to me, like a no-brainer, but whatever. I mean, I guess you could put, there are other mobile suits that are melee-focused or, melee weapon-focused. You could put the Epion in there. That would be kind of cool. But, you'd want it to transform. And are they going to have a transform in there? Let me shoot that shield, too. Yeah, right? I don't know. I haven't played it. I haven't played Evolution, Gundam, quote-unquote, Overwatch. I haven't checked it out. I've heard people I know who haven't played it have had mixed opinions on it. Some have seemed to really enjoy it. Others have seemed to really disenjoy it. Not disenjoy. They do have mechs that transform it in already. Okay, I did not know that they had some transforming mechs. Well, then there you go. You could also put the Epion in there, and I wouldn't want the Epion instead of the Death Scythe, but I also do like the Epion. So I wouldn't be like, how dare they? Why would they put this kit in there of all kits? Because the Epion fucking rules. And they could make the transformation look good if they wanted to. But yeah, they should, they should do a lot of things, but who knows if they will do any of those things if they don't seem to. Also, who knows if this thing, how long they're going to support this, how many actual mechs are going to go into it, if it's going to flop, if it's going to be something that they want to give time to and build an audience for and see if it can hold water with that. It'll be how microtransaction heavy it'll be. If you got to pay $30 to get the Death Scythe, then it's going to be and then it'll be oh, cool, now we have the Death Scythe Hell variant. That's $15. I'd be so. Oh, we got our first sticker coming in here, looks like. Yes, AH is going to go into D3. We'll put D3, A42, and then a sticker. So let's get D3 first. Cut out cleanly. We'll make sure we do that. I'm just happy there's a Gundam game that's not a fighting game, and I'll enjoy what I can. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them do have their high points. So yeah, I appreciate there's the fact that it is a combat game, and there's going to be hopefully a lot of fun to have in it. I don't know. Honestly, even though I don't particularly enjoy them, I still think the Dynasty Warrior games, the Musho games, the gun like that's like somewhat of a knowledgeable attempt. I think it was like a pretty good attempt at doing something that people could get behind in the world of Gundam. Because like, yeah, you kind of want you to be piloting something that's completely overpowered and like just completely like you want to destroy Leos. You want to be like going in there and just like gutting everything and being an overpowered Gundam pilot. So like I could appreciate that. Whereas, you know, I don't know, the like 4-on-4 or whatever battles. I'm like, I don't know. But if people are going to be having a good time with it, that rules. I hope people are enjoying it. All right, we need sticker 8. So we go over here. We'll get our X-Acto blade out here. See about this. What's number 8? 8 is this. Okay, so this is a gold piece that we are completely putting a gray piece over. We're doing a complete like cover. As I said, this is color correct. These stickers are color correcting for this thing, which makes sense because it's similar in many ways to the previous kit, but there are some differences in the colors, so they got to deal with that. But this is like a complete like total cover sticker. This isn't an accent. This isn't like, oh, like this piece that we're looking at right here could have been done in gray instead of this sticker making it gray. Like that is kind of frustrating, but whatever. You get frustrated about color correcting stickers, you're never gonna stop being frustrated. So kind of just have to make the most of it. All right, and that's gonna go in this here. This, great. All right, that looks okay. And then we'll just put a little bit of black here just in the inside. Because there is a thing that's going to go in there. And then this goes over this here. There we go. And then make sure that the part is facing the right way. And we need B. 19. A piece of white here. Right there. Let's see. We're going to take a pause for the cause in a moment or two. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel. We'll do that. We'll try to do that quick because we're light on audience tonight, and then we'll get into talking about the anime that I watched. I watched 4 shows today because, as I said, yesterday was busy because I had lots of time that I was focusing on playing some D&D and some other stuff, doing some other stuff in the yard, like getting things ready for some stuff, prepping things. Being very frustrated with the person who was making lots of noise next door because I have the window open and they were making a ton of noise in the afternoon, and it was just frustrating because I was trying to get some work done. What are you gonna do? Can't make them shut the fuck up. All right, we'll put one more sticker on and then we will get into the next bit of business. So let's get this open, which is C9. That there. Real brief. I have now heard about a couple different people who were, 1 week away from PAX East, not going to PAX due to illness. Only know, 3 people I know are not going now. Only one confirmed with COVID. The other 2 have not said exactly why, but one of them has got COVID, and so they're not going to PAX East. And I was like, good. Yikes. Feeling like I might have made the right call there. I'm bummed. But yeah, I was in an Abby Russell stream, and she said something about like, oh, I'm not going to PAX. You must be going to PAX. And I was just like, I am not going to PAX. Don't worry about it. I still might go to West. Don't get me wrong. I still might end up being at West, but I'm definitely not there for East. I'm bummed about it. I do like PAX East, but I don't like it enough to right now to take the risk. I certainly wasn't interested in January trying to like ask people if they were going and trying to get a panel together, especially like imagine, like I said, can't tell you covertly, but somebody that said they're not going, certainly would have been on at least one of my panels, if not two, because I would have done Pat Baer's Anime Club and I would have done Improvised Postmortem, and probably both those panels would have had a friend of mine who is now, as of now, not going. And I was like, oof. Yeah, I would be, he would be telling me that he wouldn't be going, and I would be like freaking out now trying to get someone, and I would have been promoting him as a guest for like a month, and like obviously his safety comes first, and I'm glad that he's like not going and he's going to be dealing with what's going on with him. Again, this particular person, I don't think it's COVID. I think it's just other health issues, but still, yikes. I'm with you. East sounds like a bad idea. Yeah, I mean, like, look, conventions this very weekend. People are in Seattle at the convention center that PAX West happens at, the Washington State Convention Center. People are there for SakuraCon. There are conventions. The conventions are back, baby. There are a few that are digital and there are a few that aren't. I'm still thinking, because I might be going to New York this summer to go and do a few job interviews and do a few hangouts and do a few like, hey, I'm here, let's have coffees. And I might go the same weekend there's a convention. I also might not. Because like maybe they can book me there and so I'll go. I don't think I will be a guest of the convention in which they would put up a hotel room for me, but they might be able to help with my travel a bit so that I can do a panel there. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to go to that, though, because it does feel dicey. All of this does still feel dicey. I do have some friends going and doing a panel, and I hate they won't be there, but not going is the best decision for me. Yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at here, right? Mainly, my big thing was, I mean, obviously my own safety, the safety of people. It just didn't feel right to me in January to start asking people if they were going and saying, well, if you go, I have panels. Like, that just didn't feel right to me. I didn't feel comfortable doing that, so I didn't do it. Reed just did a big Star Trek convention last weekend in Chicago. Yeah. This summer I have an in-person work conference that's going to test how comfortable I am doing these things and maybe being the minority in a mask. Yeah, I mean, like, the nice thing about the Reed conventions, and which also includes PAX, is they're still masks. There are other places that aren't, or that they're optional. But mask and proof of vaccination is still required for those conventions, and so that's good. Yeah, Harold, I don't know exactly when that was, but I do know that there was that. Yeah, conventions are back, baby. Like, a few of them are still digital, but like, no, they're back. So, I don't know. Do make your best assessment on that. All right, we're going to take a pause for the cause, which is an opportunity. That's right, it's an opportunity for me to talk to you about ways you can support the channel if you are so inclined. I have to stress this. I talk about all the ways. I'm going to tell you all the ways that you can support what I do here. But again, I do want to make this clear, because sometimes maybe I'm not as clear as I should be. This is all optional. You don't have to do any of these things. These are all things you can do. We already have some people throwing emotes in the chat. Thank you very much. Throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote if you're a tier 2. Show the people that you're a subscriber. Subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do, either with cash money, using your credit cards or whatever, or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime, you get you link it with your Twitch, you get a token, you can use it on somebody. If you're not using it for me, please use it for somebody. Aristofan's here. What's up, Aristofan? Thanks for being here. You could gift a sub. We're currently at 44 out of 45 subscribers. Obviously, we eventually do want to get to 50, but right now we are at 44 out of 45. I'd like to get that 45. If you'd be interested in gifting a sub, you could join the gift sub leaderboard. You got to do 2 to unseat Dirty or Aristofan. Also, bits and coins always appreciated. If that's something you'd like to do, you're more than welcome to do that. Those are ways. I have a Patreon, and I kind of revamped it a little bit. I put a new video up. I described a little bit more about what the tiers do, kind of cleaned up some stuff. There was a typo that's been in there for months, so I cleaned that typo up. That's great. Yeah, patreon.com/PatBear, $1, $3, $5, and $10 tiers. Take a look there. See if there's anything that you would be interested in doing that if you haven't already. I have a YouTube channel. YouTube.com/PatBear is the YouTube. Subscribe for free. And if you want to, you could become a member. And then you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. Oh, and first of all, the Wednesday video for this week is very good. And the subject for next week, I'm very excited about. I already picked out what I'm going to talk about next Wednesday. I haven't filmed it yet, but I do know what it is, and I think it's good. So you can check that out. YouTube.com/PatBear. Check out the memberships there. Direct donations is also a thing you can do. Money is a way that directly benefits me for a one-time, because those are monthly. These are one-times here. Everything I make through direct donations, your one-times, your one-offs, through YouTube, both AdSense and also memberships for my Patreon and my Twitch, all goes into a fund. I take money out of it, buy model kits. This kit that I'm working right now on here, the Weiss Barzam, that is money from that account, that fund. I took the money out, put it in there. I'm very good at bookkeeping. So every month I put in, okay, I made this on this, I made this on this, and then I keep my totals together, and then I keep track of what I purchased and what my fund is at the moment. So believe me, it all goes in there. Let's see. Okay, so those are all the other ways with that. Now, this was the kit I'm building right now. My patrons were like, my $10 patrons were like, build this next. So I'm doing that. There is a way to jump the queue, though, in which I build the thing that you decided it becomes the next thing that I build. And that's if you buy something from my Amazon wish list, not only will I shoot a video for my YouTube just all about that, a mailbag video, but it jumps the queue and becomes the next thing that I talk about, or the next thing I build, I should say. I have very inexpensive Lego sets, more expensive Lego sets, some pre-orders, some inexpensive model kits, some expensive model kits, some stuff that like changed in price around here and there. There is an initial D kit that is it's a glue kit, so I'm going to have to use liquid cement for it, but it looks rad. That's the that's the RX-7, the FC3S F7 or RX-7. It looks rad. A couple pre-orders in there. Inexpensive kits, very expensive kits, kits that like keep changing around in price but look pretty rad. And some gear at the bottom. If you're like, yeah, Pat, I'll buy you this thing that doesn't make any, I'll buy you this piece of gear that would make your life easier. You could do that. Again, I'll make a video if you buy anything from there. Alternatively, you could go check out my throne list. I haven't updated this in a little while. I'm going to be checking out that soon. So my apologies if anything is out of stock there, because I haven't looked at it in a couple days. Throne, much smaller selection, but they really care about the privacy of the people putting up lists. Like, I use my real name here. You know me. You know Pat Bear. Not everybody uses their real name on the internet when they're making content, so it really does protect them and their location and all that. It's pretty great. But again, smaller amount of stuff, but also not Amazon. And then, of course, you can just buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store. You go to USA Gundam Store, you buy a gift card, you follow the link, you get in your email, you get a gift card code, and then you send me the code. Just DM me on Twitter. My DMs are open, or send me a whisper here on Twitch. And then that's an alternative to that. A way to support me that doesn't cost any money. If you haven't already, I'm sure you have. Join my Discord. If you're watching this later on YouTube, what's up, YouTube? All these links are in the show description below the video. I don't mention that enough. Got my Discord. Check that out. A couple videos for you to watch if you haven't already. Pat Bear's Anime Club that I put up on Monday is me talking about High Dive, the streaming service High Dive. I'll be talking about an anime that I watch from High Dive. Right now I'm watching 2 shows, which still is worth it to me because they're shows that I'm enjoying and I'm happy I'm watching. But yeah, High Dive as the service, I've been checking out and I've been enjoying it, including an OVA for Achikochi that I didn't even know they had. I found it while I was shooting this video. I noticed that they had that OVA and I was like, oh, let me bookmark that. Do You Remembaer is all about the Nutty Narrows Bridge. That's right. I did a little bit of research by reading a Wikipedia article and then immediately recording what I remembered of it, talking about a bridge for squirrels. That's right, it's legitimately a bridge designed to look like a suspension bridge for squirrels so they don't get run over. And in Washington State, in the 60s, they built it the first time. Go through the history of it, the renovations, the facts about it, some trivia about it. It's a fun little thing. I was so psyched when I learned about it. I'm very happy to chat about that in that video. I hope you enjoy. And now we're going to talk about some anime, but I'm going to drink a little water, and then I'm going to switch back over to the overhead camera. And to do so, we will transition over dramatically. All right, we're in it. We're gonna continue working on the chest here. Assemble this all together, and then we will continue on our kit. And I'm going to talk to you about some anime. That's right. I have been watching. I got 4 shows to talk about tonight. We've got 3 romantic comedies, ? And 1 maybe. Look, I don't think that The Executioner in Her Way of Life is going to get romantic, but it could. One of these characters does talk in a way that I'm like, is she interested in this other person? What's going on here? It could get romantic. I don't know. I don't think it will. But the other ones are all different shades of romantic. That's this season. That all the best shows this season are involve romance, which is cool. Let's start with Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Ultra Romantic, aka the 3rd season of Kaguya-sama, Love is War. The overall story is the student council president and the student council vice president like each other. And they can't admit they have feelings for one another. Because to admit that is to lose. One of them is she comes from money and lots of prestige and all that, and so like that would be putting her in a bad position. The other one, he's kind of rosing up on scholarships, and he's doing he's thinking of his future to take care of his family and look out for his younger sister in the future and all that. And he knows that if he admits his feelings, then he'll be underfoot, and it'll just be that. So Love is War. So basically, sometimes they are trying to get the other one to admit they have feelings for the other, and sometimes trying to just hide their own feelings. But that's not the whole show, because there are other characters. There's Chiyaka, who is like is she the secretary of the treasurer? She's one of the jobs. She's a nonsense, airhead, lovable, wonderful character. She's the best girl. She's the best character in the whole damn thing. She's around there, kind of just making trouble, not realizing the feelings that anybody has, just whatever. Hey, Silver Streak saying, oh, wow, I can actually make a Pat stream. Good evening. Good evening to you, Silver Streak. I'm talking anime. I'm happy to have you here. I'm glad you're here for the stream. But yeah, we're chatting about some anime. I'm talking about the Kaguya-sama Love is War. This is season 3. I'm just kind of giving an overview. But in the first part of this episode, we focus on Ishigami, who is like, he's like not really a gamer. He's just like kind of an otaku, kind of like a loner, kind of little emo. He's not like emo aesthetically. He's just a sad guy. He had it rough in middle school into high school, and he owes a lot to the president, the student body president, for sticking up for him and empowering him and allowing him to kind of like save face. So he's there, but he's kind of like a sad dude. And in season 2, we introduced a new character to the mix, Ino. And Ino is like real big on the disciplinary committee, and she ran against the president, and is one of those people that like, god damn, like she's just so focused on justice without having any idea of like what she's talking about. That like she rubs people the wrong way. She's just like a rule stickler. Anyway, she and Ishigami don't like one another because of how they treat one another, but they actually do like each other and would be friends. But they're like helping each other from like behind the scenes, and basically she's come on to be like to help out to eventually take a position when they graduate. So this whole thing was, hey, let's do some games where you two work together to come on common ground, and then maybe you'll like each other, or at least you can work together. But all it does is they just start arguing even more, and they like each other even less. And the president gets really depressed because he came up with all these ways to make them like each other, and it didn't work. And eventually, the friend of Ino is just like, oh, wow, you guys argue so much. It must be because you really like each other. Like you're hiding how much you like each other by pretending to not like each other. And so they then pretend to like each other, so it seems like they aren't interested in one another, even though they probably definitely are interested in one another. And it's fine. This was okay. I think that generally when a new character gets introduced to a manga or anime, I am instinctively not interested in that character, and I, for the most part, was interested at Ino as an antagonist and not necessarily as another protagonist. So that was fine. The bulk of this episode is context is so important. There's so much I got to tell you about this one. So here's all the things that are referenced in the second one around karaoke. The big thing to know is our girl Kaguya has a maid that's her age, like assistant maid, whatever, that goes to the school, but nobody knows in the school that that she's an employee there and their parents are also work or whatever. So they're just like they don't interact at school. The first season, I think maybe it was the beginning of the second season. She went on a date with the president, a fake date on the president, to try to seduce him to prove a point. Anyway, she shows up at this karaoke and she's just like tormenting him. She sings like this beautiful song, like the voice actress for this character does a phenomenal job. She sings this song that like she does a really good job with it, and it like she's like, oh, we dated and you broke it off, and like I haven't recovered, and it's the whole thing, and it ends up that she like tries to seduce him again. And she tries to get him to sing privately. And then we have a call back to what happened in season 2, where we found out this dude can't fucking sing at all. He just yells at the top of his lungs, and he kind of has rhythm, but he has no tone. And then we don't ever hear him, but there's reference to the fact that apparently he was constantly he was rapping. And we don't hear any of it, which is great. But apparently it's very funny because she's just like, oh, I had to leave. Also, I'm not saying you're bad at rapping, but maybe you shouldn't do that in front of other people. And then his response is, I'm going to get better at rapping. Well, she shows up because Kaguya can't stand the idea of president seeing other women, but also can't be seen in such a place. Yes. She sends her maid to make sure that the president doesn't talk to women there, because she's jealous of it. But then things go off the rails. We don't get to see Chiyuka sing at all, and she's barely in the episode. She basically shows up and then is traumatized with the idea that the president's going to sing because she remembers how bad it is, and then she leaves, and we don't get to hear her, and that's a shame because she's a very fun character, and I would have liked that. Also, that's the episode, really. It's hard to describe. It's very good. Also, the closing credits of this season are this weird fantasy thing. It's that weird thing where, like, sometimes the opening or closing credits as if the show was in a different genre. Like, there was a My Hero Academia that looked like it was, like, what if it was a fantasy series instead of a shonen superhero series? They do that here where it's like, what if all the characters were in a Starship Troopers-esque, like, space epic? And it's real weird. And Chika has, like, a bald head. For some reason, it's very strange. But it's all like a dream that he's having. It's very weird. Anyway, show's good. I don't know what else to tell you. Moving on to the Executioner and her way of life. So this is the series. I've talked about this before, but this is the animated series here, the anime, obviously, about... why is this not going together right? What am I doing wrong? Oh, I had it all wrong. This is the anime about the dark side of isekai. The very premise that, hey, what if you went, like, what if there was a world where there had been a lot of people that came from Japan? A lot of otherworlders have shown here, and these young people... I knew there was something up with the end sequence. I just wasn't prepared. Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome. Yes, Lashbrook, the ending sequence to Kaguya-sama Love is War Ultra Romantic is fucking bizarre. It's very good. But yeah, Executioner Way of Life. One of our two main characters, Akari, is from Japan and shows up. Her ability is that she can, like, undo or rewrite time. So much so that she instinctively rewrites time when she gets murdered, because our other main character, what's her name? Menuo, murdered her, because that's her job. Her job is to murder people that come over from a different world. Which makes sense, really, when you think about it, because you got these young teens that suddenly have incredible power and ability, and no one can really stop them, and things have gone wrong. There are apparently, like, 4 things that happen in the world that are just called, like, the 4 human trauma, like, mistakes or something like that, like, the 4 human errors. There's, like, it's been bad. So you're still, like, oh no, but it's like, oh yeah, they have a point. Anyway, our girl can't kill this girl. Akari, she tried to, and it didn't work. So they're on a train going to the city where they will, she's been told anyway, you go here, there's a room that it doesn't matter how strong the otherworlder is, it will kill any otherworlder. So you just have to bring her into this room, everything will be fine. I should say this is an anime where the people in power that also have secret assassins called that are the world is run by this religion, and they also take care of this, and they have their executioners, is a religion, and this is a anime, so you know that they're up to no good. You just know they are. You know that something's up. Sazabi's here. Welcome, Sazabi. Happy to have you here. Yes, welcome back to the old bear cave. Working on the Weiss Barzam and talking about some anime. All right, we can put this thing here together there. This is the high-grade Barzam. Yeah, so this is the Weiss Barzam from Breaker Battlelog. It's the Battlelog version of the Build Fighters kit. Be careful with the shoulder sliding joints. Okay, yeah, so these things here that slide in and out. Yes, these part here. I will be careful with them. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate that. Yeah, this is the 2017 kit with different colors. Yeah, okay. So I've been told to be careful with these, so I'll be careful when I put the arms on here. Hopefully we'll be able to rock those into place instead of just shoving them in. But thank you for the tip. Yeah, because these do slide in. They're like rockers. But on mine, which was the normal, it was fragile. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, this is the premium Bandai kit. It's the reissue with a different color scheme for Battlelog. But it's probably the same kit. I mean, all the parts say 2017, so it's definitely just the same kit with some different stickers, and some of the plastic is different. But it's mostly, I think, the same kit. 8244. All right, what else we got to talk about here? So this whole episode took place people fighting on a train of Executioner and her way of life, just a bunch of people fighting on a train, terrorists fighting on a train. Momo, who is the other priestess who's like trailing them and helping out, she fights the princess for no good reason other than the princess wants to fight strong people. The princess of that country is a battle junkie, which is weird, and her design is cool. But they fight, and there's a weird, like, obviously this whole show is weird. There's a whole thing about like maybe the main characters know each other. Like, my big guess is that, without knowing, I don't know, I haven't read any of the source material, I don't know, but my big guess is, maybe our main character was isekai at some point and just doesn't have the memories of it. She's been killing the things this whole time. She's been used by the church or whatever. That's my big thing, because they link to like share ether, which is basically just mana. It's just their word for mana, and that should hurt. Battle junkie princess, nothing I haven't seen. Indeed, I'm going to allow that. Junkie. But basically, I can understand why junkie might get filtered as maybe a derogatory term. If we were talking about someone who was addicted to drugs or alcohol, I could see that not being a polite way to call somebody that. We are talking about somebody that is upset. The term battle junkie is a term that exists out there, so I'm not bothered by using that term in this instance. All right, so let's see if I maybe I need tweezers for this. Maybe I can just pop this piece in without tweezers. We'll see. Anyway, it doesn't hurt when they link up. So that's another mystery. We didn't. This one was high on action, low on plot, or anything really happening other than finding out that the princess can back up her attacks, and also that there are people unhappy with the status quo and that are basically terrorists, but we don't learn any of their motivations other than they're willing to die for what they believe, and they were trying to Here's the weird thing: they were trying to kidnap the princess right as her dad is on trial and maybe is going to be executed. And of course, the princess is also heading to the same place that our main characters are heading, but she's going there to uncover something or other. Well, who knows? But it's a whole thing. All right. I can't get this little piece to go in. Yeah, this needs to go up. Sorry. This will take a little bit here of me fooling around. Anyway, it's still good. I'm still enjoying the series. There's still a lot of mysteries, and it's a different take on the isekai subgenre. So I like different takes. Aharen-san wa Hakarenai is just so weird and great. I would recommend this one almost maybe even more than Komi-san Can't Communicate. Komi Can't Communicate, because the main dude in this one has a personality and something going on with him. He's a weirdo in a way that I love. He like jumps to conclusions in a way I really like. Basically, they're going to change seats, and he's no longer going to be sitting next to the waste polycap ball can pop from the socket, but it's more than annoyance. Okay, that's good to know, Sabi. Appreciate that. Yeah, I haven't built this in any other version, so other than I'm having trouble getting this the eye piece in here. There's no sticker on this. It's just the eye. But yeah, other than having trouble getting this eye to sit in, maybe I should have done this. I could pull this out and maybe try to do that. Maybe I could do that. Let me see if I can get this to go in before I pop it in there, and maybe I can get that going. I don't know. But yeah, this show is lovely. So fun, so cute. Basically, some students are going to move their seats around, and this is like our main dude here. This is his first real friend because he's got a face that people think is scary. So, but he's made friends with the weird, quiet girl that doesn't have a good idea about boundaries, and they formed this friendship. So the whole episode is them spending time together. and enjoying each other's company because they're not going to be able to sit next to one another at the end of the weekend. There's a whole haircut saga that's very cute that involves the girl who is childhood friends with Aharen, but is still freaked out. There's a very fun thing of him imagining her messing up the hair, and Aharen having like Yugi's haircut, which was very funny, and a few other like Dragon Ballers. His hair is kind of Goku anyway, and then her new hairstyle is cute, and it's totally worth it. Her hair is all... She tried to fix her hair because she had bedhead, and it basically all sticks up, and he imagines that she like was at a metal concert, which is just very funny. Like, good imagination. They do a viral YouTube dance that she was trying to do for like something to do with her class, and then he's very... It's so sad. He uploaded to YouTube because he was like, oh, this will be really funny. I was trying to do this like fun dance. Maybe it'll go viral. And nobody watches the video. Also, in their world, YouTube is the capital YouTube, which I thought was funny. It's very easy. Okay, I can't fucking get this thing to fit in. This is I will call this frustrating. There's only like one way for this to fit in, and I'm just not getting it right. I don't know why. This is the right piece. This is the right piece. It's fitting the right way. It's pulling the right way. I can look and see how it's supposed to go in there. But when I go to press it in, it doesn't slide in. And that sucks. Like, it's meant so it doesn't pop out. Maybe I can get this using my good tweezers. The problem is that I have to have the point stick out, and then I'm afraid this is gonna fly out of my tweezers, which will be good. The eye is really little and has a tab for keying. Yes, it does have a tab. You are telling me things that I do know. Yes, I agree with you. Yes, the tab for the keying is very small, and I'm not lining it up right. The problem is that the rest of the head covers this, so like I can't just put it in later, like off stream. I'll have to take the head apart to put it in later, and I don't want to do that. I am gonna put this back in here though, and then do it from there. I'm not gonna worry about that. So very fun. Also, hey, speaking of good ending songs, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna cut anything. I'm going to suffer with this for a while until I get it. That's just what we're gonna do, Sasabi. I will get it, and then we'll move on to the rest of the head. The ending theme to Aharen-san is really good this time. It is a different song than the usual one, even though it's only episode 3. And it is a song where the main voice actress is singing about meatballs, and it's just a very fun thing. And she does the dance that they did in the episode. Very cute. Oh, also, they don't end up changing seats. They're still next to each other. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do any of that, Sazabi. I'm going to figure out how to get this piece to go into the tab. So, that's fine. I'm just going to look at it again, try to line it up right, make sure that I'm putting it the right way, which appears to be this way, and then trying to get it into the socket there, and then I will tell people if I ever see anybody talking about this kit, I will then just let them know that this is the part that is really annoying. The real problem is that for me anyway, is that I can't put it on tweezers because my tweezers, like, the piece isn't long enough to stick out besides the tweezer. Like, I can put it like this, but then it doesn't stick out enough, really. Yeah, it kind of does. Well, that kind of does. But yeah, a little twist there. Because I'm like, well, maybe I can turn it until it starts going in. But it doesn't ever want to go in. And it's not fun. Yeah. Anyway, not to talk about this part that's annoying me because I don't fucking care about that. Spy Family, the last anime I want to talk to you about tonight. Spy Family is the best show. I think it's the best show this season. If you're going to tune into any anime this season, I would say that is the one to do because it is absolutely fantastic. It is such a good time. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I highly recommend Spy Family. One weird thing, we did get introduced to the woman who is going to pretend to be the mom, the assassin character. Her voice actress, her Japanese voice actress, is the same voice actress as Mayuki in Irregular at Magic High School, the anime series Irregular at Magic High School, and then the side series from that as well. Mayuki is the girl that is definitely in love with her brother. And I didn't recognize it at first. I was like, oh, this woman's soft-spoken. That's fun. That makes sense for the character of Yor to be soft-spoken. That's kind of cool. I like that. This voice actress. And then I was like, then she was talking about her brother in that show. And I was like, wait. Oh, that's weird. And so now I just keep picturing Mayuki. And I'm like, why isn't this woman kicking people in the head and stabbing them to death? Why isn't she using her magic, her ice magic from the show? Anyway, I am going to do this off stream. I'm going to put this piece aside and I'm going to do it off stream because I will build this head and then I will take it apart and I will put that piece in later because it just won't go in and I want to do, that's not going to work though because I got to cover this up with so many pieces. Oh, this is so frustrating. Oh, this is so annoying. God damn it. This piece just does not want to go in at all. It's one of those things where I'm like, oh, if I do something else and come back to it, it'll just work. And I know that's true, but I also don't have the patience to do it. Anyway, Spy Family, she's an assassin. He's a spy. The daughter is a psychic. She knows that the woman that she wants to be her mom is a spy and an assassin. Thinks that's exciting. She needs to have a pretend boyfriend for her undercover mission because she has trouble understanding what is normal. She has problems identifying what's normal, which works really well because she believes weird explanations from him, who is, of course, a spy, and a pretty good one, but also, things are unraveling for him. And we haven't really seen the three of them communicate too long. He's looking for a fake wife so that the interviews at this prestigious school she needs to send his adopted daughter to say, they want to meet with both parents. Now, I feel like that's a fabricated problem. You could just go in with one and it would be fine, but I think their chances they want to have an actual full couple. We also get a sense some world building in episode 2 that turning in people is really fashionable these days. There is an authoritative regime. So and there's someone trying to ruin Yor's life and it's this whole thing. She gets her comeuppance, all this stuff. And yeah, now the family is pretty complete and she's going to move in next episode and we're going to get to have some girl time and it'll be nice. Some real McCarthyism going. Yes, Lashbrook. There's some real okay, wow, these characters are definitely there is a difference. It's fashionable to turn people in is literally a line. Exactly. All right, so I am going to take the recommendation of Sazabi. And I am going to be clipping the end. You can see here. I am going to be clipping the end of this piece. And then I will be liquid cementing the front part there onto top. I don't necessarily recommend this, but I am indeed at my wit's fucking end here. So I am just going to be doing that. So that way we have the eye, and it's just going to look like that. Yeah, that's basically how it's going to look. I just need to liquid cement that so that it adheres. I don't love this plan, but it is a plan, and that's what we're going to go with. So we'll put some liquid cement right there. Blue tack might also work for this, but like I'm fine doing it this way. My window is open, so I'm happy about that because this is fumes that will be coming off of this, and then we'll just hit that there. Yeah, and that should work fine. And then I'm just going to be holding my finger here. You painted the eye after because it fogged up for me. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not going to probably go that far. I do have some blue tack here that I can always use instead if this pops off. My assumption will be that it won't. But we're just going to hold this here. And you know, if we fuck this up even more, that's fine. But like you saw me, I was standing here trying to get this to work for a while there. It just wasn't going to do it. That should be held in place there. That lines up just about right. And we should be fine. And also, we are going to be putting some other plastic over it that should hold it in place as well. So we can move on with that. Anyway, Spy Family is my favorite show this season. I think I said that already, but whatever. I'm going to reiterate because I was frustrated there. Yeah, I would say that and Aharen are probably my favorite two shows, and it's nice that they're both they're Friday Saturday shows. So that has been nice to watch. Let's see. Okay, so then we're gonna put this here. Yeah. And then we'll see with B7. So if we do have to put this back on, if the eye falls off or something, we'll just have to remove this B7 piece, but which won't be the easiest thing in the world to do. Actually, one thing, before we put this piece on fully, because it's not locked in, so I should be able to pull it off, we will panel line the front of the face here, because it will be hard to get in there later. So we'll just do some gray paint right now around here, and we'll do a little black as well. Just a little bit of paint there, just a little marker, a little panel lining. It'll just be easier than trying to get around that piece. Not that we're done, but you know, a little bit like that. So yeah, that's the anime. As I said, I'm still reading some manga stuff. We'll probably talk about some manga on Monday for Manga Monday, where we'll be continuing working on this kit. Other things, again, Wednesday, going to talk about some old school Japanese wrestling. We'll be watching some Japanese wrestling, and I'll be talking over it and during it. So check that out on Wednesday. That'll be a good time. I think you'll have fun there. And let's finish off the head, because the head is just one more piece. It is going to involve 2 stickers, but it's just one more piece. So we'll do the head before we leave tonight. Because as I said, we're almost done here with this thing. And I did a bunch of optional work on mine, like detailed pistons, I say, well, just because, not so I just need touch add. Yeah, I always like to do some panel lining as we go. I'm not like a stickler, for it. I'm not going and overkill and get in there and really like doing the parts like as we go that you can't see, but I will occasionally go in a little more detail. We got 2 stickers here. All of the red on this kit, as I said, is sticker based. None of it is plastic, unfortunately. We got 1 and we got 4. I'm gonna think we're gonna do 4 first. These are stickers that have to bend over, a spot there, but they're not the like. These are a little easier to apply than some other stickers here. So, okay, so it's going to be this front here. 4 goes there, and 5 goes like this. So, you should be able to that, and then bend it around. And we don't have to be perfect with this. We'll just do our best, as always. use stickers that fold. I don't disagree with you. Stickers that fold are not great, but at least they don't have like, these are worse because these are going to go around our feet, and if they don't look good, it's like the feet aren't going to look good. So that does suck. Yeah, these are, color correcting stickers that I am not the biggest fan. I've never been the biggest fan of these, but we'll do our best with them. Is what we got. It would be hard probably for this to be two pieces that connected for a high grade. We understand it. We don't like it, but we understand it. Manga Mondays, unfortunately, sounds close to the much worse Manga Mondays. Yes. Well, that's why I try to have the N in there be really noticeable. Manga Mondays. Trying to make that really obvious that we're talking about. Manga Mondays. Got to have that. Yeah, this doesn't look great, but whatever. It's only on the top of the head and only super noticeable, so sure. All right, we'll paint align that and we'll call it quits on there. That way we did the body and we did the head, and that's good. That's a start, and then obviously moving on to, I assume, the arms. Yes, we're going to go into the shoulders, which you can do at the same time, and then we'll do the right arm, left arm, feet, right leg, left leg, waist, and then put it all together, which is usually how we kind of actually, you know what, I'm sorry, we already did the waist, because the backpack will be the last thing we do, because this kit, the waist and the chest are pretty much connected, so. All right, we'll just quickly hit this with some black here, just kind of make these little side sections pop a little bit here. Hit that there. We could have done that before we put this in, but whatever. There's not much to do, and we'll just wipe that off, and then a little bit here, a little bit here, and then wipe that off. And then the top of the head, just got to hit a little bit with the gray here. Put that there. Boop, boop. Good, and looking great. Great, and then we can do that just so that we can say we did the head. The head is done, the chest is done, and the waist is done. The rocker waist there. And yeah, looking pretty good. Excited to continue working on the Weiss Barzam in the future. The future being Monday. All right, so that is going to wrap up the stream for tonight. But of course, as you know, we don't just say like see you and then leave. We always end every stream with a raid. We got to end with a raid. We're gonna go hang out with somebody in the community, somebody that I know that I like a lot. We'll go see what they're up to hang out with. Let's see who we got. Who's doing stuff on a Saturday night? There's usually some people that we want to go chill with on a Saturday. Oh, cool. We're gonna go raid. Yeah, we're gonna go raid Wiggins, who's playing Outer Wilds. I haven't thought of Outer Wilds in a while. Matt Wiggins is a good person, good community over there. So we'll go hang out and see what's going on as Matt plays some Outer Wilds. So feel free to come along on this raid. It'll be a fun time. My next stream, again, will be on Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern, as I continue on this kit. Thank you all so much for being here. Special shout out to everybody that hasn't been here for a while, that came and checked out. This was a nice Saturday of some friends returning after a while. That's just nice to see y'all. I hope you come back again on Monday as I continue to work on this model kit. No pressure. But thanks so much for being here. Have a great night, and I'll see you in the future. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.